do anything, rather just sit here.
Here's my audience. Hi, my name is Holly Borden. Today I am going to demonstrate to you how to French braid. We don't really know the origins of why it is called a French braid, but the common consensus is that the French were associated with fashion and being stylish. So that is where the term comes from. So we're going to do a few steps for our French braid. The first is to brush your hair, very important. My biggest tip on this one is to make sure when you're brushing, you brush in the direction that you're going to braid. So you need to make sure you have that on hand. Also, a hair tie is very important, especially if you don't want to drag your willing subject through the house while you find one. So you're gonna start by brushing. Then you're going to grab hair from the crown. You're gonna divide that into 3 separate pieces, cross the outside piece over the middle. You're gonna do that on both sides. Then you're going to grab extra loose hair, add it to your middle section, or to your outside section, cross it over the middle, and continue that until all of your hair is into one of the 3 sections. Your last step is a basic braid, and then put a hair tie in and style. So you can loosen up the braid to make it look fuller. You can take pieces down in the front for face framing, but that's the general idea of a French braid. I learned how to French braid by watching a video and practicing on my daughter for many, many hours. So I've been French braiding for over the last 10 years. So here we're gonna start. Like I said, we're gonna brush. I'm gonna do 1 braid, so I want all the hair to be brushed toward the back. So we're gonna brush toward the back. There we go. And then, like I said, we're going to grab hair from the crown. So I'm gonna grab, depends on how thick you want your braid, how thin, where you want it to start. Today I'm gonna start right about here. Turn this way a little bit. So, as I said, we're gonna divide this section into 3 smaller sections. Cross the outside to the middle. Take our other section, cross the outside to the middle. So each time you do this, you're gonna have a new middle strand. Now the actual French braid part comes in. You're going to pick up extra loose hair, add it to your outside section, cross it to the middle. Can you turn a little bit? So, turn. Lean back a little. There we go. So I'm grabbing hair, loose hair, adding it to my outside section, crossing over into the middle. Sounds complicated. The hardest part is actually figuring out how to hold all the hair into your hand, but that's why practice is important. So I am grabbing hair, adding it to my outside section, crossing it over into the middle. So now that's my new middle piece. As I said, you just do this until you get all of the loose hair into one of your sections. Grab hair, cross it over, that's my new middle. We're gonna keep doing that. Now, I have all of the loose hair is into one of my 3 sections. So now it's just a standard braid. Cross the outside piece into the middle. Cross the outside piece into the middle. And you do that until you get to the end of your braid. You can stop it earlier if you want. It's really just a fashion choice at this point. But the vast important step, hair tie. So I have my braid finished. I'm gonna put a hair tie on the bottom. And then something I like to do, especially if someone has thinner hair, is to kind of fluff your braid. So this is our styling step. So we're gonna fluff the braid. It gives it more volume. And then turn around and face the front. You can grab some pieces from up here and soften it so it's not quite tight. It has more of a styled look. As I said, French braids have been around for a very long time. We don't know exactly when they started, but braids have been seen in all points of history. This style being called the French braid, we believe, is because of the French's desire to be stylish and our interpretation of them. Just to recap our steps: brush your hair in the direction that you need it to go. Grab your sections, 3 pieces. You always have 3 pieces. Cross the outside over the middle. Add more hair. Cross the outside over the middle until you get all the way done. Put your elastic on and then style as you see fit. This is a really versatile style, so you can use it on any hair type and you can dress it up or make it more casual. So thank you very much for listening to my presentation.